Okay, in this video, we're going to learn about topic installment purchase. Okay, now let's look at some introduction. When buyer cannot afford the full payment, means that we don't have enough cash for a product that he wishes to buy, he has the option of buying it on the installment plan. So the buyer has to pay an initial deposit. That initial deposit also we call it as down payment, and he agrees to make equal periodic payments. Okay, so in this way he can still use the product while paying for it. So the total sum paid by the buyer is higher. Why? Because seller charges him an interest on the unpaid balance. So unpaid balance here, for example, let's say you want to buy a sofa set which costs you 5,000 ringgit. Okay, so if through installment, you need to pay some down payment. For example, you need to pay 1,000 first, okay, as a down payment. So unpaid balance will be 4,000 ringgit. Okay, so the interest later on will be charged based on the unpaid balance of 4,000 ringgit. So if the cost of the sofa set is 5,000, but when we take installment plan, okay, you pay down payment, then unpaid balance you pay, for example, by monthly payment. So at the end of the day, at the end of certain time period, you actually pay more than 5,000. Okay, why you pay more than 5,000? Because seller charges an interest. Okay, so here will be a win-win situation. We don't have enough cash, but we still can get the product that we want, whereby the seller charges us interest. Okay, an installment purchase, normally a down payment is made to be followed by a series of regular payments. So these regular payments normally made based on monthly or weekly basis. But most of the time, seller offer monthly basis. Okay, now let's look at some example. Some example of installment plan offered by court method. So if you look at here, okay, for example, if you want to buy this sofa set, okay, so harga tunai means that cash price, okay. So if you have enough cash, okay, you can buy this sofa set at 649 ringgit cash, okay. But if you don't have enough cash, but you still want the sofa, you can buy it using installment purchase or installment plan. Okay, some seller they also offer zero down payment. Okay, zero down payment means that you don't have to pay anything at the first time. Okay, so later on you will pay at monthly or maybe weekly basis. Okay, for example, this sofa set you need to pay on monthly basis for 60 months. Okay, every month you need to pay 19 ringgit only. Okay, very cheap, right? 19 ringgit for per month. But if you calculate, okay, 19 multiplied by 60 equal to, it is actually more than actual cash price. Okay, so why you need to pay more? Because seller charges an interest. Okay, so this is where we have win-win situation. Customer don't have enough cash, but you still can get the sofa. But in the same time, seller, even though customer don't have enough cash, they offer us installment plan, but they charge us more. Okay, why more? Why higher than original cash price? Because they charge us an interest. So this one is the difference. 1140 minus 649 is 491. Okay, almost double. You need to pay almost double from original price. Okay, so this is your amount of interest. Or if you want to buy this set bilik tidur, okay, so if you have enough cash, then you will buy it cash at 799 ringgit. But if you choose to use installment plan, you just need to pay as low as 24 ringgit per month. For how long? For 60 months. Okay. So if you pay 24 ringgit per month, so this one actually your total cost will be 24 multiplied by 60 months, 1,440. Okay, but original cash price is only 799 ringgit. So what's the difference? 799. So this is the amount of interest that you need to pay using installment plan. So in this topic, later on, we will learn two methods on how to calculate the interest. Okay. So here are the two methods on calculating the interest for installment purchase or under installment plan. So we have interest that are calculated based on original balance. Original balance, for example, okay, let's say you buy a sofa set for 5,000. You already paid down payment for 1,000. So your original balance will be 4,000. Okay. So 4,000 is original balance. And second method is based on a reducing balance. Reducing balance, for example, okay, let's say your first original balance just now is 4,000. Okay, then every month you need to pay 500 ringgit. So second month, your balance will be another 3,500. Okay, so the next calculation of interest will be based on 3,500. Okay, that is meant by reducing balance. And then third month, you pay another 500. So your balance will be another 3,000. Okay, so 3,000, that one we call it as reducing balance. Okay, later on we will see in detail on how to calculate interest based on original balance and reducing balance. After this, we will look at on some basic terms or some basic concept under installment plan that we need to understand first. Okay, now let's look at some basic concepts under installment purchase. So first we have original balance. We also call it as cash balance or unpaid balance. Okay, so how to calculate balance? So balance is denoted by capital B here. So cash balance or unpaid balance or original balance is equivalent to cash price minus down payment. Okay, so B equal to CP minus DP. Okay, note that some seller they offer us zero down payment. Okay, so if we have zero down payment, meaning to say that our balance will be equal to original cash price. Okay, so note that if that question does not mention any down payment or zero down payment, so remember balance also equivalent to cash price. Okay, next, installment price. So what is installment price? It is the total amount paid in an installment plan by the buyer. So remember, installment price include interest. Okay, cash price, original price. Okay, so logically, installment price will be more or will be higher than cash price. Why higher? Because seller charges interest. So how to calculate installment price? So remember, installment price include interest. So it will be IP equal to CP cash price plus interest. Okay, so IP will be more than CP. Okay, if you look at from equation 1, balance equal to CP minus down payment. So from equation number 1, we can derive another formula which is okay, CP minus DP equal to B, balance. Okay, so now we want to make CP as the subject. So if we want to make CP as the subject, CP equal to balance plus down payment minus go to right hand side, so DP become positive. Okay, so now you get formula for CP. So if you look at formula number 2 here, we have CP right. By substituting formula CP into formula number 2 here, so we get another formula which is, so this formula can be expanded into IP equal to balance plus down payment plus I. Okay, so this part balance plus down payment is actually cash price. Okay, so note that in this topic also you need to know how to expand formula or how to derive another formula given from one formula. Okay, another formula for installment price is down payment plus N times R. So what is N times R? N is number of payments. Means that, for example, if you need to pay bi-monthly for 2 years, so every month you need to pay some amount for 2 years. So 1 year equivalent to 12 months. So if 2 years, 24 months. So that is value N. So N equal to 24, number of payment. So R is your regular payment or installment payment or your monthly payment. So again, what is installment price just now? It is price including interest. Okay. So or actually how much we pay at the end of the day. So it is given by deposit or down payment that we already put plus, and here you pay for your monthly payment. Okay, so that's why N multiplied by R. Okay, last one is regular payment or our installment payment, or sometimes we call it as monthly payment or maybe weekly payment. Okay, so R, your regular payment, is given by balance plus interest divided by number of payments. Okay, R, monthly payments. So how much we need to pay every month? For example, okay, we already pay some amount which is the deposit or down payment. So then the rest every month how much we need to pay. So will be how much balance that we need to pay. Since installment we need to pay interest, right? And then plus the interest amount. So since we want to find our monthly payment every month how much we need to pay, then divided by number of payments. So if we need to pay for 2 years, bi-monthly, so N here will be 24. Okay, then we get amount that we need to pay every month. So from this formula also we can derive another formula. Okay, you can find formula for NR, or you can find formula for B, or you can find formula for I. Okay, so you just derive from this formula. For example here, from formula number 5, we can write NR equal to balance plus I, interest. So how we get this? This one, and denominator divide, you bring to left hand side, then becomes multiply. Okay, if you note that from this topic, if you refer interest, as I said before, in this topic, there are two methods in calculating interest, either based on original balance or based on reducing balance. So later on, so be careful with interest. Okay, refer question. Question asks you to use original balance or reducing balance. So from formula number 2 and number 3 also the same. Okay, we have interest here. So depend on question whether question asks you to use reducing balance or original balance. Okay, now let's look at on how to calculate interest based on original balance. Okay, now look at on left hand side column first. Interest based on original balance. Okay, note here that if interest based on original balance under installment topic, we apply concept simple interest. Okay. Okay, recall what is formula for simple interest? I equals to PRT. Okay. So P is principal, R is rate of interest, and T is the time in years. Okay, use that formula we apply under this topic. So if you look at here, I equal to BRT. So from formula simple interest, B is referring to the principal. Okay, so B is our balance in this topic, right? Okay, so from cash price, original cash price, we already paid some amount, which is the down payment. So after minus down payment, we get balance or the unpaid balance. Okay, so P is replaced by B, and then multiplied by R, rate of interest, and T is the time in years as well. Okay, so note here that if T, the time, if the installment plan is by monthly basis, we use M equal to 12, and if by weekly basis, M equal to 52. So we assume 1 year equals to 52 weeks. So how to calculate T? So T must be in year, right? Okay, let's say if your installment plan is for 20 months, so how to calculate T? T will be equal to 20 divided by 12. But if your installment plan based on weekly basis, okay, for example, you need to pay for 70 weeks. So how to calculate T here? T equal to 70 divided by 52. Okay, so remember T must be in year. So how to calculate interest? Again, based on original balance, I equals to BRT. Okay, look at formula above here. I also can be calculated as IP minus CP. So IP, again, IP is the installment price which include interest. CP is cash price, our original cost or original cash price. Okay, so again, we can calculate interest by finding the difference between installment price minus cash price. For example, let's say if you buy a sofa set, if you buy it by cash, for example, cash is 5,000. But if you use installment, let's say for 2 years, at the end of 2 years, you actually pay for 5,200. So how much will be the interest? Installment price 5,200 minus the original cash price, which is 5,000. Then 5,200 minus 5,000 is 200 ringgit. Okay, so that is another way that we can find amount of interest. Okay, now let's look at example for installment if the interest is using original balance. Okay, before that, I would like to remind, if in that question, it does not mention any method about calculation of interest, okay, you assume that question using original balance. Okay, so for example, in this question, it does not mention any method for interest, so we assume using original balance. Okay, so if in that question it mentioned using reducing balance, then later on you use formula using reducing balance. Okay, now let's look at this example. An LED television set can be purchased for 2,000 ringgit or on installment plan by paying a deposit of 200 and monthly payments of 240 for 10 months. Okay, now let's extract the information given. So it can be purchased for 2,000 ringgit. So that one we call it as cash price, CP, 2,000. Or on installment plan by paying a deposit. So deposit is the down payment. So down payment 200. And monthly payment, so you need to pay every month. Okay, so this installment based on monthly basis. So amount that we pay every month is value R. So R equal to 240 for 10 months. Okay, 10 months is the time. So if you want to calculate T, for example, T should be 10. So since monthly, T must be in years. So 10 divided by 12. So 10 is actually value N. Okay, N is number of payments. Okay, find the installment price and the interest paid by the buyer. So remember, installment price is price including interest. Okay, from the information given, what we can find, the first one is the balance. Okay, So we know that balance equal to CP minus DP. So balance here 2000 minus 200 is 1800. Okay, now we want to find installment price, right? Okay, which formula we need to use? Okay, so how to know which formula? So again, you look at what are the info that you have. Okay, so what is installment price? It is IP equal to original price CP plus interest, right? Okay, look at the info given. Okay, so from this formula, CP, so we have CP here, and I is the interest. Okay, now interest based on original balance. Okay, so what is interest based on original balance? I equals to BRT. Okay, check this formula. Do you have balance? Yes. Do you have R? R is rate of interest. So in this question, it does not give you any rate of interest. So you have T here, but we don't have R. So in this case, we cannot use I equals to BRT because we don't have info about rate of interest. Okay, so how to find I interest? Okay, look at what are the info that you still have. Okay, you have down payment, you have R, you have N. So if you recall and if you still remember, we have another formula on how to calculate installment price using down payment. Okay, down payment and value R here. So if you look at formula, we can use this formula IP equals to DP plus NR in order to find installment price. Okay, how much we already paid to the seller down payment plus on how many times, and here we need to pay the monthly payment. So that's why N multiplied by R. So here we can calculate installment price equal to DP plus NR. So IP equal to DP 200 plus NR. So N is 10, monthly payment 240. So IP equal to 200 plus 10 times 240 is 2500. So this one installment price equal to 2600. Okay, then question asks us to find interest, right? Okay, original price is 2000. So using installment, at the end of the day, you need to pay 2600, which is more than original cash price. Why? Because we have interest, okay, charged on us. So how to calculate interest? Again, interest equal to IP, how much we actually pay, minus original cash price. So interest here equal to 2600 minus original price 2000. So the interest will be RM 600 ringgit. So that is an example of question under interest using original balance. Okay, after this we will look at some examples. Okay, look at this exercise. Number 1. The installment price of a sofa is 1030 ringgit. Okay, so this is IP, okay, installment price. So remember, installment price is price including interest. For a 12 months loan, 12 months loan means that now our installment plan is based on monthly basis. So 12 months loans, meaning to say that N equal to 12. So automatically T equal to 1 year, right? So T is 12 over 12, which is 1 year. If a down payment, so if 100 down payment has been made, so DP equal to 100. Find the installment payment. So installment payment is how much that we need to pay every month. Okay, so value R. So how to calculate R, our monthly payment or monthly installment? So R equal to balance plus interest and then divided by N. Okay, now check one by one. Do you have that info? Okay, now look at balance. How we calculate balance? Balance equal to CP minus DP, right? Okay, so from the info given, we have DP, but we don't have down payment. Sorry, we have down payment, but we don't have cash price. Okay, so now we cannot find value balance. Okay, how about interest? Okay, so interest equal to BRT. Okay, note here that we also don't have info about balance and also the rate of interest. Okay, next, N. So we have N equal to 12. Okay, we cannot use this formula since we don't have info about balance and interest. So how to start? Okay, now look at what are the info that you have. Okay, you know that you have IP. Okay, so write formula for IP. IP equal to CP plus I. Okay, so if you use this formula also, you cannot use because we don't have info about CP. But we have another formula for IP, which is IP equals to down payment plus N times R. So in this question, our objective is we want to find value R here, okay, the installment payment. So if you look at this formula, okay, we want to find this value R. Okay, we have IP, we have DP, we have value N. So in this case, we need to use this formula, okay. So that's how you choose on which formula you need to use. So look at what are the info that you have. So IP is 1030 ringgit, down payment 100 ringgit, plus N is 12, then we want to find value R. Okay, now make R as the subject. So here I will bring everything on right hand side to left hand side. So 100 plus 12R equivalent to 1030 ringgit. Okay, now make R as the subject. 12R equal to 1030. So bring 100 to right hand side. So plus to right hand side minus 100. So R equal to 1030 minus 100 is 930. So 12R is 12 multiplied by R. Multiply to right hand side then become divide. So here will be 930 divided by 12. So R is Rm. 930 divided by 12. 77 ringgit 50 cents. Okay, so that is how much you need to pay every month. Okay, now let's look at number 2. A laptop can be bought for 2,500 cash. So that one is cash price. CP equal to 2,500. Or on the installment plan with 500 ringgit as down payment. So DP equal to 500. And the unpaid balance paid in 18 monthly installment. So now the installment plan is based on monthly basis. So 18 monthly installments. So that is number of installment. Okay, so which is value N. Okay, if N 18 months, so if you want to calculate value T, so T must be in years. So 18 divided by 12. Okay. Interest charge on the unpaid balance is 6% per annum. Means that 1 year equivalent to 6%. So this is the rate of interest value R, 0.06. Okay, look at question A here. Find the interest charge. Okay, so remember, if in that question there is no specific method informed or there is no specific method mentioned, so we assume using original balance. So since we have rate of interest, so we can calculate interest using R equals to BRT. So substitute value B. So balance, how we calculate balance? Again, balance equal to cash price 2,500 minus down payment 500. So balance another 2,000 ringgit. So substitute value B 2,000, R 6%, and T 18 divided by 12. So remember T must be in year. So this one equal to RM 2,000 times 6%, 2,000 times 6% times 18 over 12. So 180. Okay, so amount of interest is 180. Okay, B, find the installment price. So remember, installment price is price include interest. So since we have value interest in question A, so we can use formula IP equal to CP plus interest. CP 2,500 plus interest just now 180. So at the end of the day, we actually pay RM 2,680. Okay, next question. Calculate the monthly installment. Monthly installment means value R, how much we need to pay every month. Okay, so R equal to how much is our unpaid balance, which is balance, and then we also need to pay the interest, so plus interest. So since we want to find our monthly installments, so divided by number of payment value. So R here equal to balance is 2,000 plus interest 180. So we need to pay for 18 months. So divided by 18 months. So later on we will get every month how much we need to pay. So this is RM. So 2,000 plus 180 is 2,180 divided by 18. So every month we need to pay 121 ringgit 11 cents. Okay, number 3 here. A cash price of a house is 75,000. So CP 75,000. After making a down payment of 10,000 ringgit, so DP 10,000 ringgit, Mr. Clive borrowed the remainder from a bank that charged 12% rate of interest. So R 0.12 for 6 years. So T equal to 6. Find the monthly installment that Mr. Clive has to pay. Monthly installment means that we want to find value R. Okay, how much we need to pay every month. Okay, here note that question asks you to find monthly installment, means that the installment plan is based on monthly basis. So if Mr. Clive has to pay for 6 years, what is the number of monthly installment? So 6 years multiplied by 12. Okay, 1 year, 12 months. So if 6 years will be 72 months or 72 number of monthly installment. Okay, now we can find balance first. Balance equal to 75,000 minus 10,000. which is 65,000. So this balance or remainder, Mr. Clive borrowed it from bank. Okay, please don't get confused this question with topic under simple interest. Okay, so this one also we can apply using installment plan. Okay, find the monthly installment means that value R. So R equal to balance plus interest divided by N. Okay, now look at formula. We have value balance, we have N, but now we need to find interest. So we know that interest is based on original balance. Okay, so recall if in that question does not mention any method in calculation of interest, so we assume based on original balance. So based on this formula, we need to find value interest first. So interest equal to BRT. Balance 65,000 times rate 12% and T 6 years. So interest is RM 46,800. Okay, then we can find monthly installments. So R equal to balance 65,000 plus the interest 46,800 and then divided by number of monthly installments. So R equal to RM. So this is interest plus balance 65,000 divided by 72 months. So 1552.78. So every month, Mr. Clark need to pay 1,552 ringgit 78 for the price of the house. Okay. Okay, question 4. Mira bought an oven leased at 1,500 cash through an installment plan. She paid 200 ringgit as a down payment. Then the balance was settled by making 18 monthly installments. So the installment plan based on monthly basis. If the interest charge was 7.5% per annum on the original balance, find the total interest charge. Okay, first extract the information given. So CP is 1,500. Down payment DP 200 ringgit. Making 18 monthly installments. So N number of payment is 18. So if monthly installment N equal to 18 divided by 12. Rate of interest are 0.075. Okay, now we can find balance first. Balance equal to 1,500 minus 200, which is 1,300. Okay, find the total interest charge. So since we know that interest based on original balance and we have rate of interest here, so we can use formula I equals to BRT. Balance 1,300, rate 0.075, T 18 divided by 12. So interest is 146 ringgit 25 cents. Okay, question B. Find the monthly payment. So value R. So every month how much we need to pay. So R equal to balance plus interest divided by N. n equal to 18. Okay, so this is amount of interest just now. Okay, plus balance 1,300 divided by 18. So interest will be RM 80 ringgit 35 cents. Okay, C, find the installment price. So again, installment price is price including interest. So IP equal to, since we already have value interest, so IP equal to CP plus interest. So will be RM 1,646 ringgit 25 cents. Okay, that is an example on how we calculate installment plan based on if interest based on original balance. Okay, so if interest based on original balance, we use formula either I equals to BRT. So if that question give you value rate of interest, then you use this formula. Okay, otherwise you can use this formula.